back.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from New Jersey is now recognized for his questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Durham, thank you for being here. I know it's been one heck of a slog. I wish that we could, just stick to the matter at hand, which is your report, but it's been interesting. We've been all over the place. Fidelity, bravery, and integrity. These are the words that have guided the FBI through countless generations. Dishonesty, deception, and corruption, I'm sad to say. The stark contrast and unfortunate reality we now find ourselves in. A reality that has revealed a politicized, weaponized, and corrupted Federal Bureau of Investigation in desperate need, in my opinion, for a complete restructuring. One of the most egregious examples of dishonesty that the Durham report reveals relates to a critical piece on page 16 that summarizes a deeply troubling chain of events. Igor Danchenko, who was instrumental in the formation of the Steele dossier, claimed that one of his subsources was Sergei Milyan, a Belarusian-American businessman and publicly known to be a Trump supporter. The report goes on to highlight that Danchenko claimed to have received an anonymous phone call from an individual he later claimed to be Milyan. On page 173, it is stated this call supposedly revealed, quote, a well-developed conspiracy of cooperation between the Trump campaign and Russian leadership, end quote. What's the kicker here? The kicker is Danchenko had never met nor spoken with Milyan prior to this call and told the Crossfire Hurricane team that despite never actually meeting Milyan, he recognized his voice from a YouTube video. This blatant lie was taken at face value by both Christopher Steele and the FBI's Crossfire Hurricane investigation. Think about that. Everybody think about that. Danchenko was a foreign agent who the FBI was paying, by the way, we haven't talked about that much, hundreds of thousands of your taxpayer dollars, tells a blatant lie which leads to 4 FISA applications and lays the foundation for the Trump-Russia collusion hoax. And that's what it was. You may not like it, but that's what it was. One of the greatest disgraces this country, in my opinion, has ever seen. Americans are literally paying the price for this corruption. Such an egregious and intentional abandonment of the common procedures that FBI agents are supposed to follow truly encapsulates why so many Americans, including myself, are calling for complete restructuring of the FBI. And it is a reason why now, years later, the country finds itself so divided. Mr. Durham, is it accurate to say the Crossfire Hurricane investigators made little to no effort to corroborate Danchenko's version of events relating to Milyan?
That would be correct.
Thank you. And is it accurate to say that despite not corroborating this information, that Crossfire Hurricane still used the Milyan accusation to bolster the Carter Page FISA applications?
And that information was used in the initial FISA application and the 3 renewal applications.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Given the lack of effort by the Crossfire Hurricane investigators to validate Danchenko's assertions about Milyan and their use of these unverified allegations in the Carter Page FISA application, does this raise any legal or ethical concerns about the validity of these FISA applications?
I think it's been recognized by the department and certainly by the FISA court that with respect to at least some of those applications, they would never have been authorized. They wouldn't have been granted had the information been disclosed.
So it did help in achieving the FISA approval?
Without question.
Okay. I mean, we're getting to the real, these are the real issues. misinformation, bad people, moving forward, getting FISA applications, doing all that they did. I have one quick last question. Do you believe the FBI has been politicized and weaponized and is in need for complete restructuring? I know I do. I know you have a softer version of it. I think too much happened. Too many bad things happened that you just can't move a few people around and make some minor changes. I think you need some major changes. And I also want to say there are many good people that work for the Department of Justice and work for the FBI. Proud to know them. These folks surely were not.
Gentleman's time has expired. The witness may respond if he chooses.
Yeah, and what I can say is that there were identified, documented, significant failures of a highly sensitive, unique investigation that was undertaken by the FBI. I think the investigation clearly reveals that decisions that were made in one direction. If there was something that was inconsistent with the notion that Trump was involved in a well-coordinated conspiracy with the Russians and whatnot, that information was largely discarded or ignored. And I think, unfortunately, that's what the facts bear out.
Gentleman yields back. The gentlelady from Georgia is recognized.